Hello Facebook, it's Anna here. How you doing? Say hey when you jump on. Let me know what you're up to on this beautiful day. I'm feeling really chilled out today actually. Wasn't even going to jump on and do a live stream, but I decided that there is a particular topic that I wanted to talk about, and it's one that has definitely been in the vibe recently, I guess, with a lot of like my acquaintances and friends and things like that. And so I thought this would be a really good one to basically touch on and to give a bit of advice on, right? So it's all about, today's live stream is all about abundance, which tends to be a very popular topic with me these days. Abundance, manifestation, and specifically about money, right? And this is a little area where I know a lot of confusion comes up, and I know for me this was an area of huge confusion for a really long time. I didn't know how to actually bring these two components of abundance together for a very long time. So this is hopefully it's going to be helpful if you found yourself in the same place. It's a lot simpler than it seems, but I absolutely understand how complicated it can seem at the beginning. So basically this is something that's come up a little bit around, I had a friend of mine recently who actually gave me, I'll give you the specific sort of scenario because I'm sure it's one that a lot of people can relate to, right? And I know I've been in this position myself, right? So she was actually out at a cafe and she was doing her journaling work and her mindset work and everything. And she'd been there for a little bit and she got hungry, right? And so she's thought, oh, well, I might as well, I'm here. I really, I'd like to get some food here. I'll have some lunch or whatever. And straight away she had in her head this second thought that came through that said, yeah, but this is wasteful. You're only around the corner from your house. You could just go home right now and make yourself lunch. You have food at home. This is really, this is irresponsible of you, basically. It's wasteful when you have that food waiting for you, when you have food at home that you could be eating. This is a waste of money. And basically, and the end of the story is that she didn't have to make the decision because somebody called and she got called away and had to go anyway. However, it was something that she brought up with me later because she did feel like, well, I wasn't sure what to do, right? I wasn't sure how to proceed with this, and I felt really confused. I felt like I've been journaling literally about abundance and manifestation and everything like that, and so I knew that, I wanted to feel abundant in the choice, and I wanted to feel taken care of and safe and everything like that. But at the same time, I had this recurring thought of, yeah, but that's irresponsible, that's wasteful when you have food just around the corner. And it was these two fighting things of basically one side of it, which around abundance and money and manifestation in general, is that you have to stay in a state of abundance and a state of knowing that you are always taken care of. There is always more than enough. You can have everything you want and then some and all that kind of thing. But at the same time, you also get taught that, well, even in order to be a powerful manifestor and powerfully abundant and really owning your birthright to be rich and wealthy and abundant and everything like that, you also need to be very responsible with your money, right? You need to know where your money's coming from, where it's going, and you need to make sure that you're not just spending ridiculous amounts of money for no reason, because that's a big reason a lot of people get themselves into debt and that kind of stuff, but not healthy debt, but debt that, they're basically trying to just fuel their emotions or whatever it is by buying stuff that they don't need. And so it's that kind of it's that finding that tipping balance of going, okay, so I can have whatever I want and I can have anything and everything and it's all there for me and it's all available to me and I need to be living from that state. But at the same time, you're telling me, well, no, don't be stupid with your money. Don't be wasteful with your money. Make sure you know what it is, but make sure you actually pay attention to what it is that you're spending your money on, right? And so it's that halfway point where you're going, well, which way is it meant to be? What am I meant to do, right? And so my friend in this situation, like I said, she got called away and didn't have to make the decision on whether or not she stayed and had the food at the cafe or whether she did the responsible thing and went home and had the food at home. But it made her feel really uncomfortable to be in that position and not know what the right choice is, right? And so when she approached me later that day for some help and for some advice, this is what I tried to explain to her, and I think I did pretty well. So I'm going to hopefully reiterate it here. Basically, yes, you need to be in a state of abundance. You need to feel like you can afford anything, you can have everything you want. There is no limit to anything that you can have, nothing is withheld from you, all that kind of stuff, right? But when it comes to then trying to work out what to spend money on and what not to spend money on, the idea here is to be really in tune with how spending money in that moment on that thing makes you feel, right? So, for example, in the situation that she was in, she was really enjoying her journaling, and she was really enjoying the environment where she was, and it really felt amazing to her to be able to actually be able to purchase that food, right? It felt, there's a few words that I use to describe it when it's a good feeling, when it's a good choice, and that's light. You want to go with a decision that makes you feel light as opposed to heavy. You want to go with the feeling, the choice that makes you feel abundant as opposed to like there's scarcity. And you want to go with the decision that basically makes you feel, that's what I'm looking for. I think light really is the biggest one that I can think of, right? It's the one that feels like no matter what, despite the fear, despite whatever's going on, this is the one that I can feel in my soul is the right choice. And it usually will end up feeling quite light to you, because when you're making a decision it feels really heavy, that's usually when you're going against whatever is actually in your intuition, right? And that's what it all comes back down to, is your intuition. It is coming back down to what it is that you actually feel inside, right? And so, sorry, just getting distracted. A few people jumping on. Say hey if you're jumping on. So at the end of the day, right, at the end of the situation, here's the distinction between knowing whether something is wasteful, whether you're spending money in a wasteful way, or whether you're spending money on something that your intuition is saying yes, right? It's going to be the thing that feels light. It's going to be the thing that feels like amazing and energetic to you and feels like the right decision, even though it may not make sense, even though in this particular situation, it was that, it would have been easy, it would have been, better money saving tip to go